You know, I like the that new slogan, the one for the whole company that they're talking about.
I don't like it.
What?
You know where it came from?
No.
That damn slogan came from a convict about to get executed in front of a firing squad, and they asked him, "What's your last words?"
Just do it?
Yeah.
That's where that comes from?
Yep.
Bullshit.
Dan Wyden told me, man, he ain't got no reason to lie to me.
Yeah, it's kind of a fitting metaphor for the way basketball is viewed at this company.
I know. Nike, just get this shit over with.
And here we go.
It's the comic book bullies.
Man, you come right out of a comic book.
It's the comic book bullies.
You will bow down before me!
It's the comic book bullies.
Now I am the master.
It's the comic book bullies. It's the comic book bullies. Welcome back to the Comic Book Bullies with Nerds of the Bully. Me host Leroy, aka Give Me What You Got for a Poke Chop, with my co-host.
Yeah, this is Eli, aka Spam Solo.
There you go. I almost screwed that up, and I'm glad I was able to recover on that. So yeah. Also want to say Happy Mother's Day to everybody, even though it just passed. So yeah, so that's a good thing.
Go.
Yeah, hopefully everybody got to celebrate with their mamas and their mamas' mamas and mamas and babies' mamas and their baby mamas and whatever else you got, stepmoms, whatever you got. Hope everybody was celebrating. What else we got? Let's just talk about something briefly. Also want to say good morning to Janelle Monáe and nobody else but Janelle Monáe. Okay.
Again.
Yeah. Now we got to talk about
it. Is he going to be a
though,
regular segment every week?
We might as well just have it as a co-host on here. But the reason I want to talk about it this week, because some crazy stuff happened. Okay, Eli, like I said, we talk about Janelle Monáe on here a lot. But this time she actually has something special on here because she dropped a video this week called Lipstick Lover. Now, I haven't seen the video. I haven't heard the song myself, but I've seen the video 3 times. So I want to say that. Basically, she's kind of bringing back BET Uncut. Hold on, who we got here? Is the artwork behind y'all new? No, that's been here since.
That stuff?
Yeah, that's been here.
That's been here. Courtesy of Keith T. Jim.
Exactly. Yeah. Shameless plug. You know.
Yeah.
Like I said, he does a lot of artwork. Yeah. What else I want to say? So yeah, I want to say. So people just are shocked about the way. Here's the thing, Eli. When she dropped this video, because like I said, people are used to Janelle. People not used to this. People are used to this. And they're like, how is she hiding all this stuff right here? So, but here's the thing. People are saying that she shouldn't be exploiting herself. They're saying that she should be, why she have to go through this lean. She should just rely on the music and all this stuff like that. And I'm just like, when did we get to the point where titties became controversial? That's what I want to know. Like, can't we just enjoy titties? Just let them be out. Just have fun.
We can, but there's there's haters, People are always
we have to
bitch about some
cancel.
shit.
We have to cancel everything. That's all I want to know. Like, why? Just enjoy titties, man. That's all.
Yeah.
Everything don't have to be controversial. Everything doesn't have to be a subject matter. Let's just go with it. So yeah.
That should make somebody happy. Nipples.
Titties should make everybody happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the hell?
So,
celebrate the
not
nipple.
not be upset. We shouldn't be
Free the nipple.
Free the nipple. This should not. If there's one thing we should all be united on, it's titties.
Yeah.
But no, we're boycotting. I guess now I don't know what the fuck going on. What do we got here? Free the nipple. Exactly. Free the nipples. Yeah. But anyway, let's
shout out
keep
to
going
Jake.
on.
Jake's in the house already.
Jake is in the house. I think he should link.
Just waiting, man.
Yeah,
we creeped out by
that. Maybe he was like sitting beside us. So he got a notification. That's what it was. Everybody be Jake. Be Jake. Everybody. Turn on
I should share the link out.
I should also. I have not shared the link out myself. But that being said, we're gonna move on past that. Let me see. Titties are just fat on the chest. Thank you, Dr. Bill Nye.
Don't minimize tits now.
No, that's what we're doing. We're marginalizing tits now. Tits are outlawed, canceled. That's the world we live in. This is the new world order. No, if you got a nice set like Janelle Monáe, set them free.
Yeah,
anyway,
make the world a better place.
Exactly. It puts a smile on my face. Oh man. All right. So anyway, I saw a movie. Eli, did you watch any movies this week before we get into it?
I don't think so.
You didn't watch it?
I didn't watch shit. I mean, I watch a lot of TV.
Did I watch it? I didn't watch any TV this week. I know there was a whole bunch of CW stuff dropped. I didn't watch that.
Oh,
Didn't watch
really?
Ted Lasso. Didn't
Superman Lois, man. That
watch.
shit.
Didn't watch it. Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. Didn't see
Oh
it.
man,
Didn't see it. I will get caught up.
it sucks that they're talking about canceling shit or that whole merger or whatever's going on with
Yeah.
CW.
Let's talk about that before we get into what I was going to talk about. Okay, because I'm glad you brought that up. Because what CW is saying that they're going to keep one DC show next year. And they're really deciding between Superman and Lois and Gotham Knights. Like now the reason they decided because
I bet you I know why.
why is that?
Because I bet you Superman and Lois is fucking expensive.
Exactly. That's what they're looking at the cost. They're looking at the cost.
Yeah.
Because Gotham Knights, that shit is cheap to make. That's nothing to make. But yeah, Superman and Lois, this definitely expensive show to make. That some of those effects look like they can be in the movies, like ready to go.
Yeah.
So they're looking at that, cost versus what it costs to make it. So yeah, Superman and Lois might get canceled for Gotham Knights. I never thought that would happen, But that being said, I have heard another rumor. Like I said, all these rumors, we don't know whether it's true or not. They're saying that Superman and Lois does get canceled on CW, it might move to HBO Max.
That's cool.
But it's all rumors.
It's all rumors. Yeah.
None of that might be true.
Come on, James Gunn.
Right. Oh, as a matter of fact, another thing we got to talk about with James Gunn. Everybody has these rumors going around about who they think Superman might be, who they think Lex Luthor and Margot Robbie, and I'm not Margot Robbie, Lois Lane. Yeah, that's her name. Lois Lane, also like that. James Gunn hasn't announced anybody yet. He said it on Twitter. He hadn't announced. So all the stuff going around that room, maybe it's true, maybe it's not. Honestly, Eli, the reason I didn't comment on it yet because I don't know who these people are. Like he just canceled, but that's a good thing. That is a good thing. I don't know who they are because I think the number one rule casting Superman is to cast a person nobody knows who they are. Because that's why Robert Redford didn't get it back in the 70s because he did audition for Superman back then. They were like, no, dude, you're Robert Redford. We're just going to see Robert Redford in a Superman suit. We're not going to see Superman. So that's why he didn't get the role. And Christopher Reeves got it because nobody knew who the fuck Christopher Reeves was. So I don't know who this guy is. So if they want him to be Superman, okay, cool, whatever. So yeah.
And
right.
Speaking of Gotham Knights, by the way,
digressing. I got caught up.
Y'all were caught up. So you got past Joe Chill and
Doug Bradley played Joe Chill on that episode. Doug Bradley is the guy who played Pinhead in Hellraiser.
Huh.
So I thought that was holy shit. Look at this guy getting work.
Okay, isn't the guy from Riverdale? I guess I don't know.
Oh, is he Archie? Maybe.
I don't think so. I recognize the Archie guy. This guy I don't recognize. This guy, no, this is not a CW guy. Whoever
like even if you dyed his hair, his face is too boyish. Archie.
What?
That guy.
No, I mean no. The guy that they picked looks boyish.
Okay.
Like they're going.
Oh, they're not going with Timothy Chalamet.
No. They look younger than him. It's look like that. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So like they're going that route. But like I said, we're not talking about that. They're going to be an official announcement sometime with James Gunn because they start shooting 2024. But we don't have to go there right now. So anyway, let's jump into it. So movie I watched. The movie I watched was Air. Now, I talked shit about this movie the whole time because for those who don't know what this movie is, this is basically the Michael Jordan movie starring Ben Affleck. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, that's what the thing is. So I talk shit about it. I like, why am I watching a Michael Jordan movie with Ben Affleck in it? But since it did come on Amazon Prime, now they had to pay extra for it. I'm just like, what? And it was like 2 weeks after it came out to theaters, I think.
Oh,
maybe
so
2
I
weeks.
could have watched this.
You can watch it. It's on Amazon right now. So yeah. So I'm gonna just give some quick thoughts about what I thought about this movie. First off, this is the longest 2-hour Nike commercial I've ever seen in my life. It is just a Nike commercial. It's just Nike, Jordan. And they shit on the competition. They shit on Converse. They shit on Adidas. I didn't know Adidas had connection to the Nazis. Whether or not that's true or not, I don't know. But that's what the movie said.
Vaguely remember hearing something about
Well, according to the movie, the guy that invented Adidas was named Adolf. So, and was a Hitler Youth. So I don't know. I don't know what that whole thing was about. So that was that.
These are just like the shoes we wore when we marched.
You're right. So yeah, crazy stuff that's going on with that. So, but as far as like the movie is, so like I said, it was directed by Ben Affleck. It has some great performances. Matt Damon was the main dude in the movie. Ben Affleck kind of just showed up every now and then. Chris Tucker was in it. Chris Tucker was funny, and Chris Tucker was acting his ass off in this movie. I was like, okay, Chris Tucker is coming with you. Yeah, Chris Tucker in it.
Chris Tucker can act.
I didn't know that. My first time I said, but he was actually
Dead Presidents. You ever remember him? Dead Presidents?
I don't count that. Didn't he die in that movie? I think.
Well, yeah, he died. He was
Mario
an
drops
OD.
on V. Don't do that, Jake. Wait on Peacock. We're waiting on Peacock. That's what we're waiting on. So you're not going to pay for it. Was never about Jordan. It's about his mom. It's not even about his mom. That's the thing. Let's talk about Viola Davis for a second. She doesn't show up in the movie till like about an hour into the movie. She just shows up periodically all through the movie because she's the one that gets the deal done. That's what the whole movie was about. So who else in the movie? Jason Bateman. You know what? Jason Bateman never gets his flowers. He's actually really good. Like, I've never seen him turn a bad performance in any movie he's done, even if he's been in a bad movie. He brings it every time. So, and he's good in this one also. Who else is in this movie? Basically, everybody in the movie was awesome. That was all. It was cool. So it was great acting. It was funny. It was, tension because you're like, oh, how are they going to get this deal done? How's it going to get done? So it is on the edge of your seat entertainment. It's one of those Moneyball. I don't know if you've seen Moneyball, but it's kind of like one of those movies where it's kind of like the executive board, how they get deal done, stuff like that. So that was pretty interesting. So overall, I'm pretty sure that at the end of Oscar season, this movie they're going to throw Oscars at this movie. Matt Damon might be up for something. Chris Tucker might be up for something. That being said, but I got to put a but in there. Matt Damon. Yeah. Scotty doesn't know. Yeah. But yeah, here's the thing I was going to talk about this movie. I don't know how I feel about a movie about a bunch of white dudes getting rich off Michael Jordan. And it rubbed me the wrong way. I don't know if I should say that or feel bad about that, but it just rubbed me the wrong way. It's not like a movie I can even really recommend because that's what the movie is all about. Now, I can't feel too bad about Michael Jordan in this movie because in Michael Jordan in real life, like I said, there's only 5 black billionaires in America, and he's one of them. There was 6 before Kanye, dumbass, did whatever, but still. But so I can't get too mad at what Michael Jordan, because Michael Jordan did sign off on this movie, even though he doesn't show up in it. There's even no likeness or character. He's like mentioned, and that's it.
So is it just about his shoes or some shit?
Yes, it's just about his shoes. It's just about the shoes and the shoe deal. That's what it's all about. How they made the shoe, how they designed the shoe, how they got it from a dude. Now there is one interesting thing that happened in the movie because the whole movie is really about the 80s also and how 80s culture, like before Jordan came along, Adidas was the biggest thing. Adidas shell toes, Adidas jogging suits. Eli, I know you had one. So hell,
I'm sure I had a Adidas. I did have Adidas at one point, or
right.
At least a shirt that said Adidas.
Adidas was everywhere. My Adidas, it was everywhere. So Adidas was the thing, So, but when Michael Jordan came around, basically he came around like Nike sucked. Nobody's wearing. Basically, they broke it down. Nobody was wearing Nike except white people. Like, because Bruce Jenner was like wearing Nike because he was like an Olympic decathlete like that, and black people don't care about Bruce Jenner. Still don't. Sorry, but did they Michael Jordan with a ton of money from? Like I said, he one of the 5 richest black men in America. So yeah, he made a ton of money off that. He almost has $2 billion from that, but I think he lost some of it because he got divorced from his wife and cheated on her. But whatever, it's none of my business. Point is, it was about the 80s. Everybody was on Adidas. And then when Jordan, and they didn't even think Jordan was going to be as big as he was. They were like, maybe he'll be as big as Larry Bird or Dr. J or Magic Johnson. Like, if he's that big, good. They never expected him to be as big as he became. So when he became that big, they basically pushed Adidas aside. Now, you'll see people wear Adidas now, but not like they did, And now Jordans, are everywhere. Plus, they're so expensive, What do we got here? Eli had those juices. What the fuck?
I had parachute pants. No, I had a pair of Jordans. I was trying to break dance. I could still do the kick worm.
Yeah, but you had to break dance in Adidas though. You couldn't break dance in Jordan.
No, but I did have a Reebok. I think I had a bunch of Reeboks. And then Zips. Do you remember Zips?
I don't remember Zips. Remember K-Swiss.
Oh yeah, I remember those. But no, I remember when the Jordan shoes just came out, and I ended up getting a pair.
So I've never had a pair of Jordans ever.
Oh really?
Never.
Oh damn.
Oh no, everybody at school had them. People would skip school to have them to go.
Yeah. Yeah, and I remember because the Reese and Terminator had a pair.
What, Jordans?
And that's the one I wanted. Yeah.
Wait. You said Reese and Terminator had Jordans.
Yeah. When he goes and comes back in time and he runs into the store and he steals that bum's pants and shit, the juicy pants.
Okay, because he had Nike. Wow. So
and then he goes into that department store and then he shows him like putting on the Jordans.
Come up with the design. Yeah. Yes. That in the movie they had some like 50-year-old skateboarder Like he came up with the
Oh, no
design
shit.
for it. Yeah, for the Nike.
Hmm.
Not only the Nike shoe, but the swoosh sign also. Like and the Air Jordan. Like he can like let's call it Air Jordan. You know, because that was the first thing. So that's the thing. Like this whole thing, like Jordan pretty much changed the commercial marketing game because back then everybody was just lying. Now people like if you're popping up, you have your own line of shoes. You know, he was the first one to do that. So he paved the way for other athletes today to make 200 million, 300 million, you know, whatever. You know, so he kind of paved the way for that. So I mean, just the business side of it, I honestly thought it was interesting, even though I already knew all this stuff. But it was just pretty interesting. But like I said, it's not a movie I recommend because if you want to go in seeing a Michael Jordan movie about Michael Jordan, you expect Michael Jordan to be in it, or even his mom to be in it, because his mom is crucial because Michael Jordan at the time hated Nike. He was like, Nike is lame. I don't want anything to do with Nike. But his mom made him sign the deal. That's why he became so rich. So yeah, because she basically drug him to the deal. So yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of like between this movie and was it the Tetris movie?
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, there's all these like these movies like that are about true stories about our youth, like things in our
right
when we grew up. Like there's that one that's coming out, I think on Hulu about the guy who invented hot Cheetos. The Mexican
guy. Yeah. They said
yeah.
I'm almost worried about that one because I feel like they fucked that guy over. I don't know the story. I don't know the story. I just feel like that's where it's gonna go because there's no way a factory worker is gonna make a deal like that and they're gonna give him credit.
Yeah, but it looks like a Mexican pride movie, like a brown pride movie.
Yeah, because like he invented it because he was like, yo, we ate this, you know, and he. So I'm interested. What is it on Hulu?
I think it's coming on Hulu.
Okay, so I'm gonna check that out and see what it is like that. But here's my thing.
The BlackBerry movie.
What BlackBerry movie?
There's a movie about BlackBerry, the guy who invented the BlackBerry
phone?
The phone, yeah.
Huh, I forgot that was even a thing.
I did. I did have one.
I don't think I had a BlackBerry. No, I remember the BlackBerry, but it was like it came and went so fast. It was like
I had one and it had a Watchmen, the Zack Snyder Watchmen screensaver on.
Oh wow! Oh, back in 2009. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So all right. So yeah, but that's what I'm gonna say. I'm glad you said that. Like I said, this movie is probably gonna win every Oscar or be nominated for every Oscar when it comes up. But here's my thing. I like the Tetris movie better. That's just me. I thought it was a better movie. I thought it was better acted. Thought it had better action. Thought it was more tense. The story is more interesting.
It had cool little 8-bit transition
8-bit
scenes,
things, stuff
animation,
like that, and spy shit, and stuff like that. I was like, this is cool shit. Like, even though half of this shit was made up, it was just a more interesting movie, Now, but like I said, but people are gonna go crazy over this movie. Because, like I said, it's Ben Affleck and it's Matt Damon, and they just love those guys. So of course they can throw Oscars at them left and right. But me personally, a better movie was Tetris. So if you had a choice, that's what I was. Not saying it's a bad movie. I did like this movie, even though I can't recommend it because, just like I said, it's a bunch of white guys that get money off Michael Jordan. So whatever.
But that's just what they do, man. That's just.
Well, yeah, but I mean, but we should be celebrating it. Like, yes, we made money. Like, of course you're gonna make.
Hello, money. Yellowstone.
Right.
Oh shit! What happened?
Let's not make money off the guy that has a 40-inch vertical leap. Can jump from one half court. Let's make a movie about these guys that just sit around just typing papers and making documents all day. Let's make a movie about them. So yeah,
the white guys who made money off the brown guys,
right?
The minorities.
That's the movie we want to tell. So yeah. I'm happy to see Ben again. Like I said,
Ben Affleck directed.
Ben Affleck directed it. Yeah, like I said, it's a good movie. It's a good movie. Matter of fact, because he's really like barely in the movie himself. He really just shows up like periodically. He plays the balls, so he just shows up pretty much just cussing out Matt Damon like every other scene with like that. But yeah, he directed the movie, and the dialogue is funny. Like I said, they even credited Chris Tucker as a writer, I think, on this movie because he was like coming off the tops with so much clever shit. I think they credit him as a writer.
Ad lib and shit.
Yeah. He was just saying, because a lot of that shit you can tell in the movie he was just making up. There's no way Ben Affleck wrote the shit he was saying. So yeah.
Well, everyone wanted to be like Mike back then. So
yeah, that was the thing. But it was interesting because it was like at the time, like I said, nobody knew how big he was going to be. But the way the guy was like breaking down footage of him in college, he was like, no, watch the footage like this, and this. This is what you look for. I can tell this guy is going to be this, and that. He was like. And now I watch that footage again, I'm like, well, yeah, actually, that does make sense. So, yeah.
So kind of like, what's that movie? With what's her face? Sandra Bullock and the football kid.
I hate that fucking movie, man. Oh, okay. Now you're triggering me.
You know, the white person discovers the golden minority. But
Yes, I know it. Oh, I hate that. Let's go pay. I'm not even gonna go there. I'm not even gonna go there. No.
So it ain't like that. It's kind of sort of, but
Okay,
not
it's not like that. It's not like that. It's not. This is not the white savior.
Jake knows.
Jake, no, it is not the white savior. Blindside. That's the name of that damn movie. Here's the thing: they made that fucking story up. That dude was not homeless and didn't know his name and shit like that. No, because he was a real guy. Even they interviewed him afterwards. Like they made that shit up. I was never like that. Like he did live with a white family, but it wasn't like he was like they just drug him off the street, no shit like that. And he couldn't barely talk for like 5 years. It wasn't nothing like that. He wasn't like some big animal, no shit. No, he was a regular dude. So. And plus, we already know they only got him because they wanted to, because they were recruiters for Mississippi State. We know that. So
they say that in the movie, didn't they?
They say that in the movie, but they try to play like we didn't really mean it like that. No, the fuck you did. You did mean it like that. So
who am I to talk? I grew up watching Different Strokes, so what do I know?
Out of respect for everybody on that show, we're not gonna talk about it because they went through some fucked up shit after this show ended. Okay, so what we're gonna talk about? So yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. I just wanted to get that out the way. Air, do I recommend it? Sure. Do I recommend Tetris more? Yes. That's all. Even though everybody's gonna talk about air, all of because it's everybody's darlings. It's Hollywood darlings in this movie. So we're gonna talk about it. But honestly, the main reason I have to watch this movie because Chris Tucker. That's why. Because he's in it more than I thought he was gonna be in it. So
all right, cool.
What else we got here? Oh. Okay, we're going to talk about Zack Snyder, but we're not going to talk about Zack Snyder.
Okay.
I'll explain. Okay, so because yes, Zack Snyder came out in the news early today, and he talked about some, like I said, people don't understand his movies. That's what he said. The audience didn't get it, you know.
Who said that?
But he said that.
Oh, he did. Oh,
he said that. Yeah, he was like, people didn't get his movie. Understand? But Eli, before you get there, remember the rule. Remember the rule. I'm gonna post the rules one more time. Boom. Ban topics. Star Wars. Will Smith. Zack Snyder. Those are.
I thought Street Fighter's on there too now.
I was iffy. I was iffy because I want to talk about Street Fighter later. That's why.
And now Blindside. I can't talk about Blindside now.
We can't talk about. Okay, Blindside is added on there also. So yeah, because I forgot how bad that triggered me. That's a new one. So yeah, Blindside is not gonna be on there. But the reason we're not gonna talk about that, so we're just gonna bypass the Zack Snyder topic also. But here's the thing. We did a survey about 2 weeks ago. A week ago, 2 weeks ago, where we did a debate on the best two directors. Remember? So we did Zack Snyder and we did Russo's, and of course, the Russo's won. Now I want to shout out to all of everybody on our fan page that voted. 181 times. We say fan page wasn't our fans; it's just random people just clicking shit. So
I voted too.
You did vote. I was about to show it.
You can do it.
I will do it. Look, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Look. You own it. You got to own it, Eli.
Yo.
Yeah, Eli is a certified Snyder bot. He is part of the cult. He has been hiding it the whole time. He has a T-shirt. He bought tickets to Justice League and IMAX.
I don't know all about all that. But would you like me to explain?
I would like you to explain. I have questions. Yeah, please.
Well, if we're talking about directors as a filmmaker,
like all the movies, catalog, the whole thing. Yeah.
As an artist of cinema, a cinematic artist, I think Zack Snyder is a better director than the Russos. I think the Russos can be better storytellers.
Okay.
But Zack Snyder can create an image. He can create an image. He can create a mood. He can create an atmosphere.
Wait, hold up. I've been talking about Zack Snyder the whole fucking time. Eli says he likes him one time. I said, see, that's why I like Eli.
Zack Snyder definitely has a vision. I will give him that. Storytelling wise, a little iffy.
Yes, I agree with you. I'm with you on that. It's almost like he blocks action scene first and frames the story around this cool shot that he's trying to make. That's what it seems like. Yeah.
I think he does get a little self-indulgent at times.
Yeah.
A lot of auteurs tend to do so. but I think he's definitely got a visual eye. He definitely has a visual cinematic eye. Whereas the Russo brothers, yeah, they're directing
They're
a
from
TV
TV.
show.
They're from TV.
They're and if you look at their movies, they're basically TV show. I mean, sure, those big epic action scenes in the Avengers, which are directed by the
Second
action,
hand, right?
yeah, they're not
not
those
the guys
are
from
awesome.
Community. Yeah,
But yeah, those movies are basically dramas, TV dramas, you know. So yeah, I will say that as a filmmaker, I think Zack Snyder is the better one out of those two. That's why I voted for Zack Snyder.
no, I agree with you. Like that was one of the main criticisms people had about Marvel. Like I say before Endgame, like they basically their movies were shot like TV show. Like you should put a TV show next to them, you couldn't really tell the difference. Where if you put Zack Snyder, you can tell, okay, that's a movie, that is a film. You know, you can't shoot 300 on TV.
Yeah,
you know.
And then there's movies where you can see the director's vision. I mean, you know that when a director gets hired by Marvel,
They have a visual style.
Yeah. But Marvel tends to stifle it sometimes to make, you know, because they have to, you know, like I said, Marvel movies are run in a factory, but they're still like James Gunn's, like the Guardians movies. I think Ryan Coogler, he and Taika Waititi, you know, you can see their style. And even though he was put on reins, Sam Raimi, there was some Sam Raimi moments in his Doctor Strange movies, you know, you can see that coming through. But I think the Russo brothers, other than the Endgame final battle,
and I think that's why the Russo brothers work for Marvel, because they know how to work through a studio.
Yeah, because they did come from TV, and TV.
Because they came from TV,
yeah, TV is very much that sort of system where everybody's it is just a big giant production, and everyone's just it's basically a conveyor belt, you know.
Yeah, so no, I agree with you. So yeah, so you heard it here first. Eli is excited for Rebel Moon. He is going to do a 3-hour review on it.
No, that doesn't say that I love Zack Snyder's movies. That's a whole other conversation.
He already got his T-shirt ready. Zack Snyder is the blueprint. He's got the shit ready. All right,
keep calm and watch Zack Snyder.
Right. Oh man. Okay, like I said, we said what we need to say about that. We move on past that. Okay. You know what? We flew through what we need to. Can we move on to the next part podcast?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Like I said, we don't have too much show for, so now we're just gonna jump into the comic books. We're just gonna go into it. This comic bullies, we're talking about comic books, and we're gonna jump into it. And Eli, let me go first. Hold on, let me see what Jake got right here. Eli had mentioned. All right, so I'm gonna let you go first. So what you got?
What should I do? Marvel? Since we're talking about Marvel, or
well, actually, I guess we're talking about
both.
Marvel.
Yeah, I'll go Marvel.
Okay.
That's it. Ghost Rider number 4. Benjamin Percy, y'all. Still on this book. Still, this is like, it's basically X-Files meets Ghost Rider. Johnny Blaze and Talia something. She's an FBI agent. She's like a witchy. She's like a psychic FBI agent that works in with the supernatural. Anyway, she teamed up with Johnny. I was about to say Johnny Quest.
Johnny Quick, like what? Okay.
Johnny Blaze, and they're going around fighting demons and shit all over the country. Now it turns out there's this secret government faction known as Infernal Labs that are working with the Spirits of Vengeance, and they made a deal with Danny Ketch.
Ah, okay.
The other Ghost Rider from the 90s, from the Howard Mackey run. And basically they're siphoning Danny Ketch's powers and using it for their experiments. And then they're using Danny Ketch for all that demon shit that's going on in the country. So Danny Ketch has been through this whole run, all the demons that they've been fighting, Danny Ketch has been in on it this whole time, as it turns out. They reveal that in this issue. And as you can see, Danny Ketch, it's like Weapon X, Ghost Rider. They got a little contraption, remember, like Weapon X on his head. And,
okay.
So basically this issue just sort of reveals what they've been doing. That they've done this deal with Danny Ketch, and they're using his powers, and the woman in charge of the one who's in charge of all these experiments, her like family got possessed by demons. So that's why she's, studying demonology and trying to, work with demon powers and all this shit for the government. So yeah, and then Johnny Blaze and Agent Talia, I can't remember, Talia Warroad, that's her name. They bum rush the facility, the government laboratory, ready to shut them down, but then they activate Danny Ketch. So it's brother against brother, and that's where it ends. So to be continued. We're gonna see we're finally gonna see Danny and Johnny go toe to toe next issue. So I'm still on this series. I still think this is a fun monster of the week sort of,
My money's on Johnny. He's big bro, so yeah.
Yeah. But although Danny Ketch was the one where the penance stay originated.
Oh yeah. All the awesome shit Danny Ketch made up. Yeah. So
Danny Ketch's bike was also faster because he rode a
his bike was fast and cooler. I'm just saying it was a better looking bike because I saw it. I want that.
He was on a crotch rocket, whereas Johnny Blaze. Well, first he was like a stunt. He was first like a stunt rider. He was like Evel Knievel.
Right.
But then during the 90s, he was more of a biker, like on a big chopper, like a big old hog and shit.
Right, just riding like that, which is still pretty cool. Like we just ride through the hill.
Yeah.
But Danny Ketch had like that crotch rocket,
Yeah.
Like one of those speed 90s bikes. The ones that, you love those bikes.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'll give this a 4 out of 5. I'm still digging this series. So
you gotta make me read some of those old 90s Ghost Riders, Danny Ketch shit again. Those books are awesome. You know what? I saw the Fast and the Furious. Same shit, doesn't matter. Fast and the Furious trailer. I was like, you know what? Yeah, I was like, the Ghost Rider movie need to be like this. Just because some of this shit, I was just like, I need to see Ghost Rider doing this shit Vin Diesel doing right now. If you give me that, take Vin Diesel out there, put Ghost Rider in, slap Marvel on it, I'll be happy.
Like Danny Ketch, what is this guy, sandwich crazy?
Because I think Vin Diesel like runs up a wall in his Dodge Charger or some shit. So like,
in those movies, I haven't seen like I'm not into them as deep as you, but when I do see one, I think he's
running down the Hoover Dam and like it's exploding and he's out running the explosion in his Dodge Charger. I'm like, Ghost Rider need to do that. I need to see that next movie.
He did like the Nicolas Cage one. He drives up the building in that one Ghost Rider, the first Ghost Rider,
which is from that comic, those 90s comics. I remember when he did that shit.
Yeah.
So, but man, what do I got?
Watch your back.
So hopefully I don't crash like I did last time. Let's try an X-Men book this time. X-Men Red. Let's try that one.
Sweet.
It's kind of it's we knee deep in X-Men now. This is all the aftermath of the Sins of Sinister and where we're gonna go to now from this and where do we go.
Meanwhile, back on Mars.
Right. Not that one. Damn it, where was it? I missed it. Shit. Give me just a second. Okay. So just give you a backdrop what's going on. Because like I said, we crashed last time. Storm is back on Mars, like I said. And basically her and Professor X are their relationship is kind of deteriorating. Storm basically kind of like blames the Quiet Council for everything that happened. The Quiet Council blames Storm for everything that happened because since Storm was so busy dealing with Mars shit, she wasn't paying attention to that everybody was basically Sinister clones. So everybody blames everybody. So let's get to it, see what we got. But the book is kind of like a down book, kind of like, a in-between time, So
the filler.
Filler. That's what I meant to say.
The exposition issue.
Yeah. It's all that. So let's get to it. Basically, we're going to start out there. So Storm's back on Mars and doing Mars shit. So let's get to it. All right. So when we come to Storm, she is on a date with, who is this guy? His name is Craig Marshall, not T'Challa. This is a rebound. Yeah. So here's a rebound, and Storm is basically having thought bubbles in her head saying, this is the first normal dude. Oh, and I forgot. Okay, so the mutant here name is Saucier, the guy next to Craig Marshall. His mutant power is cooking. That's it. So, yeah. So we go to Storm, and Yeah, that's it. That's it. Everybody has a purpose in the X-Men. So yeah. So Storm is like wearing this,
I just can't wait for the day when Saucier shows up in a movie and everybody bitches that he's not white or some shit. I've been a fan from Saucier since
it's gonna happen.
not my Saucier.
It's sort of like 2 seconds and everybody get pissed off. But Marvel's gonna do some bullshit like announce Saucier like he's the first whatever X-Men or some shit like that, so that's what's gonna happen,
Or like the ultra woke crowd, we're finally getting chef representation.
Exactly. He's the first Filipino X-Men or some shit, like that Saucier. And then everybody gets pissed off and shit. But meanwhile, the Filipino community gonna be like, yes, we finally have representation. Go Saucier.
Crying and shit when they watch the trailer.
He looks like me.
Oh, when I used to work for Bennigan's.
We're both canceled, man. We're canceled like that.
Nobody's watching this shit.
Oh man. Okay. Anyway, back to the book. Okay. So Storm wearing her best fuck me dress because, like I said, she's on a date. So yeah. So she goes down there, sit down.
Wait, let me check out that dress.
Hey, yeah, the dress nice. He's looking. So yeah. So
Is
now
it
keep
like
in mind,
sparkling? Is it actually at like?
well, that's what I don't know if it's like lightning or what's going on here. She came ready. She's not playing checkers on this date right here. So she's saying this is her first normal dude she went on a date with. Keep in mind, this dude is an astronaut / model. So that's her normal level.
Okay,
yeah. And I think he's a sword agent or some shit. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, right before she can take her back to the room and whatever again, then she gets interrupted by, let's get to it, Professor X. He's like, Storm, I need you to right. He just cock blocking for no reason like that. Storm, I need you to come down to Krakoa. We got to talk about Magneto because I need to know what happened to him. And she's like, what the fuck? Man, I'm on a date, man. So she's just like, oh, okay, Charles, we're gonna talk. Cause Storm was about to get some dick. And then Professor X just popped up out of nowhere, just like, oh, you gotta come. So like, okay, I'll come. We're gonna talk. So she's like, don't worry. Second date, we're gonna finish this up, Meanwhile, some bullshit. I'm gonna just go through this real quick. We got Sunspot, Nova, and some armadillo, cat, lion, snake monster looking dude, all butt naked, having a steam bath. Why? Cause and Sunspots talk shits to Nova saying the New Mutants can beat the New Warriors in any sport. Name the place. I'll put money up. I'll put the place up. We'll do it. They talking shit the whole time. Meanwhile, the cat, snake, armadillo monster, whatever like that, who's butt naked in the steam room, says that I got to go fight to the death for this thing. So if I don't come back, I want you guys to remember me. And when he stands up, you see this shocked look on their face because we don't see what they see, but you can use your imagination. They're like, remember me, friends. And Sunspot like, oh yeah, we will remember you. Don't worry about that.
That dude's got 5 dicks.
Right. That's his mutant power.
Not my 5 dick. Why is Nova wearing his mask in a hot tub?
Oh, because he's got to stay on patrol the whole time.
Oh.
Sunspot told him to take his mask off. He said, I can't take a mask off. I can take everything else off, but I can't take the mask
Or
off.
did he? No, leave the mask on.
Anyway, we cut to the meat of the story. So Storm goes through the teleporting thing, but like that, talks to Charles. Charles in the Quiet Council by himself, and they basically have a conversation. And Charles is like, I hope I didn't interrupt you doing something important. And Storm's like, nah, it wasn't like you took me away from my family while I was, giving water to everyone in Africa while you wanted me to recruit me into your mutant war. And Professor's like, wait, what? And then this kind of flashes back to Giant Size X-Men, which I hope anybody watching this podcast has read, because it's a very important story. Storm's first appearance of the X-Men that you give a shit about. So it basically cuts back to that, where basically Professor X told Storm she's not a goddess. She's playing hubris. She's really a mutant. Come with me and fight my mutant war. But turns out she was a goddess the whole time. And basically Professor X was kind of minimizing her or marginalizing her. Oh, and she's butt naked also, because she was always butt naked in the comics for some reason. I don't know why. Anyway, they talking shit. And basically Professor X like getting mean with stuff like that. He was like, look, I'll call you here because I want to know what was Magneto's last words. I want to know, did he know anything about what Sinister was going to do to us? Storm was just like, I'm not going to tell you. They're like, Storm, you going to tell me what he said. and I'm not gonna ask you again. And so like, you're not gonna ask me. First off, I'm not one of your funky ass X-Men. That shit was years ago. We're done with that. First off, who the fuck are you to tell me what I'm gonna do and you're gonna order me? You're like, Storm, you know who I am, right? I can just take the information from you if I want. She's like, okay, try it. And then they get into this battle of the minds and shit, you know, and she's just trying to like take the information about what Magneto said to Storm. But Storm blocks him mentally. And next thing she knows, she like telepathically like bitch slaps him, you know, back. You know,
that Kirby shit.
Yeah, all that Kirby,
Steranko
the Kirby crackle
shit.
Yeah, all that old 60s shit. So they just know it was in the past, you know. And then Professor's like, how the fuck did you beat me in a psychic battle? He was like, Charles, you know you taught us how to beat psychics in a psychic battle like a long time ago, right? So I just been training at that shit more than other people. Because you train is just in case if people are evil or if they try to take information from us that we didn't want them to take. And, you know, she believed because she, you know, overtaxed herself. And Professor looking at herself like, what have I done? What have I become? So now he realizes that he don't know if he's doing this crazy shit because Sinister might still be in him or, you know, or what, you know. And he's like, I didn't see it the whole time. I could have took that information from Sinister the whole time to find out if he was evil, but I didn't do it because I have my morals, you know. And Storm is like, what morals? You never had no morals. That's what Magneto was trying to tell me when he died. He told me to keep an eye on you. And Miss Professor is like, did he tell you that because he thought I might be a Sinister? They're like, no, he told me to keep an eye on you because he thought you might be you. Like he didn't trust you because he know you might slip and do some crazy shit that you and blame it on Sinister. So, but that's what I think about that. But anyway, Magneto, you were Magneto's friend at one time, but you're not mine. So don't you ever summon me like that again. And Storm flies off.
Especially when I was I was on a date.
Right. That's what Storm really pissed about, you know. Oh, and then they finally put clothes on Nova and Sunspot, and then that's at the end of the book pops up John Ironfire, that dude from the Sins of Storm or whatever book, that future book that we read. He's here for some reason.
10,000 years in the future.
Yeah, that guy. Oh, and he also gives a warning: Genesis is coming. Now, if you haven't keeping up with the X-Men, Genesis is Apocalypse's wife, and she's like nuts. She makes Genesis, Apocalypse look like Condiment King. Like she's nuts. So if she's on the way, you know, everything's fucked. So that's the book. So pretty cool. Storm, it feel like they're planting more and more seeds with Storm and Professor X. Like it's really about to be a rift between them. Like they're beefing right now. So I'm digging it. So yeah.
All right, cool.
All
right. Well, my next book will be moving on to DC.
Okay.
I'll do this Spirit World #1. This is that new line of heroes that they got.
That was one of those free books that came out. Yeah. It was on DC. You didn't pay for this, did you?
I did.
Please don't tell me you paid for this.
I did.
Oh
really?
My God.
I could not have paid for this?
No, it was on DC Unlimited. DC Universe.
I need to check that more.
Yeah, damn. See, I just assume you got it from there.
No, I got it from fucking Comixology.
Thank you for your purchase.
Yeah. Especially since I bought that damn Godzilla book for like $7.
Yeah, man. This was free, man.
I
read
I'm
like...
triggered. Now I'm
My fault. I should have said anything.
No, see, I'm paying, and I'm paid for DC. So DCU. Like, damn. And this is just all right. I thought this is just all right. The concept interested me more than the actual book. So this is some new hero. There's a whole new line of heroes that they're doing. They're spinning out of this was it the Dark Crisis or what? No, this is from Lazarus Planet. Like, this is coming out of, which I didn't read any of that shit. Except the Damien, the prelude to the island and shit.
The Batman versus Robin shit, yeah.
And that island that Damien was on. That's about all I know about the Lazarus Planet shit.
I mean, basically like this. Everybody got wacky powers now. That's what it is. Yeah.
And this chick, I forget her name, Xanthi something. She's or I guess they're binary or non-binary. So they
okay.
They have the power to enter the spirit world, like the Chinese spirit world. And she teams up with Constantine to go get Cassandra Cain, who's trapped in the spirit world. I think got trapped during Lazarus Planet or something.
Okay.
And she can travel in and out of the spirit world, and she can fight demons and ghosts and stuff. And apparently, when Lazarus Planet happened, a bunch of demons or whatever came to Earth and transformed a bunch of people into those hopping vampires. In the Kung Fu movie, that showed up in the Shang-Chi book.
You know what's funny? I think I saw a movie with them in there, like with those Chinese vampires. Yeah, I think I saw.
There's a bunch of movies with hopping. There's a bunch. That's like a whole genre, the hopping vampire movies, Kung Fu flicks. Okay. And so she goes there. She teams up with Constantine to go to the spirit world. They're trying to find a gate to the spirit world. Because during Lazarus Planet, all the gates closed or something. I didn't read all this. I don't know. I didn't really know what was happening. But her and Constantine are trying to get to the spirit world because Cassandra Cain is trapped there. They fight a bunch of demons and shit. And she uses that big, huge anime sword, like those big, giant anime swords that look like, that look like a fucking
what do they call
like a picnic table.
Chin buster, sword buster,
yeah.
final buster. What the fuck you
yeah,
call that thing?
Her sword is right there. It's like big and giant,
I gotta Google it.
But that's what this kind of reminded us, because you've been saying, like there's like a lot of manga and anime style kind of incorporated.
It's there, yeah, it's there.
Books like the Damien Run and now this. Mm-hmm. This was reminding me of Inuyasha. She had a big sword like that,
And that dealt with demons and spirit world and stuff like that too. Yeah.
And she does like the talismans, those parchment papers that you put on the graves of, your loved ones, and that sends messages to the spirit world. And that's how you slay or defeat hopping vampires. You got to put the piece of paper on their forehead to make them lay back down to die. To make them die again. Is you got to put that piece of paper on.
Which was in the Shang-Chi book.
Yeah,
I think this is the same writer.
Well, this is Alyssa Wong.
I think she wrote one. I think she was on that book, one of those books.
Yeah, because I knew what was that guy's name who wrote Shang-Chi. Anyways, they were mixing that those. You can tell that they're mixing in their culture into this storytelling, which I find cool.
Well, they've been doing that with that Monkey Prince book too, with DC.
Yeah, I've only read a couple of them, and I fell off of that Monkey Prince book.
I'm surprised he didn't show up in this.
Yeah, I'm sure they could.
I think she wrote Monkey Prince also.
But this was a little light on the hopping vampires, and that's why I showed up for. I showed up for the hopping vampires, and there wasn't much in this. It was mainly just building the world, introducing the characters.
It's to whet your appetite,
Yeah,
can't give you too much right now.
Yeah, so I was a little disappointed in the lack of hopping vampires. So I'll give it a 3 out of 5. And I'll give it a 3. I was about to give it a 2 because I had to buy.
Like that. Well, yeah.
I basically bought this twice.
Yeah, because it was free, and I read like half of it. I was like, you know what, I'm good, and I just went on and did something else. So yeah, if I paid for it, I would have, powered on through and read all of it. But since it was free, I was like, I'll just read some of it, see what it is. So because I know it was one of like those free books they were putting out. So yeah, what do I got here now? Okay, so we got here. Yep. Okay, next book I'm going to do is Amazing Spider-Man number 25. This is a double-sized issue, but I'm not doing all that shit. I'm just doing the main shit that we're doing. What this book is, we're finally kind of finding out what the fuck is going on with this book. Kind of. Not everything.
They revealed why Spider-Man was gone or some shit?
Yeah, they kind of go there, but they don't give us everything, but they're putting the piece together. But we know more than what we knew before. So that's a start. So let's get to it. This picks up exactly where actually kind of recaps everything what we've been doing with Spider-Man so far up until like first issue to now. So, wrong book. My bad. That one. Yeah, here we go. All right. So the book starts off with what happened to Mary Jane? Because that's the big mystery what's going on right here. So the book starts off, and first off, I don't know what artist they got. I love the artist. It's kind of McFarlane-ish.
Oh, this
kinda.
ain't Ramita?
He shows up later. Yeah. But for right now,
I was
let me
about to
enjoy
say
myself.
Leroy like Ramita art now.
No. But for now, let me enjoy myself before I get to Ramita. So yeah. So anyway, so Spider-Man is fighting this evil monster called Wayep or Waytep or whatever his name is, and Mary Jane like, you got to get out of here, Peter. This guy's trying to kill you. So she hits something on his chest and he disappears to another dimension, or she disappears to them. Somebody goes somewhere, and that's it. Oh, and that's it. He teleports back to the regular dimension if she's stuck in that crazy dimension right there. So while she's there, some dude shows up named Paul and hits the way up and knocks him into somewhere else. And then that's it. And Mary Jane's just like, I can't leave Peter. I gotta stay for Peter. He might come back. And she's like, oh yeah, way up. Yo, I will find you. I will kill you. Whatever like that. So he's basically coming for him. The next day, Mary Jane staying the whole time. She did not leave. Paul grabs Mary Jane. She slaps the shit out of him like, don't you ever touch me. And he's like, look, I'm staying here for Peter. If you want to go, leave. And she's like, you know what? I'll stay. And she like grabs a piece of Peter's, mask, and she like keeps it with them. And they just stay there for like a month. They never leave. She becomes like this warrior. She's been working out, got gains and shit. And basically they built like this fortress to keep way up in the whatever monsters out and shit like that. So 3 months later, they go after him. And now we see Mary Jane, and she's all, guns up and working out and everything like that. They
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is totally 90s, man.
It's totally not. Whoever wrote this, right. So they finally leave, and they just finally go out because they realize that they can't stay there for Peter because that building they've been in have been overran, So they go and they keep going, and they find some kids. They just find some kids that just been there. So they take these kids, and they take care of the kids, because if they don't, the kids are gonna die. So this is probably like been a year or something like that. They take the kids, they've been raising the kids, they're together. He's building a new lab, to try to get them out of there and stuff like that. So, and she still misses Peter. They still not they keep separate, and they're raising the kids. The kids are calling them mommy and daddy now at this point because they've been together so long. Mary Jane getting swollen and swollen, wearing less clothes around Paul,
Eating
but
more
Paul,
wheat cakes.
exactly, eating wheat cakes is hitting the right spot. But Paul accidentally touches Mary Jane's hand, and that's all it takes. They're like, uh-oh, we can't fight it anymore. It's already been a year. Yeah. So they just all together, they're sleeping together, raising the kids. They, it's probably been like 4 years now. They fight monsters and shit, teaching the kids how to read, watching the sunset. They just, all lovey-dovey, been like 4 years now. Everybody. And then Way Up shows up again, and he's trying to kill everybody. I think he stabs Paul, but we started from the last book, so Paul's fine. That weapon that Mary Jane built fritzes out on stuff like that. So basically, the dude is about to kill everybody there. And that's when, we got it. Yeah.
Some Candy Crush shit she has? Or something?
Yeah, she builds a machine that like hits the jackpot or some shit, like randomly makes some shit or whatever. I don't know what the fuck they did. Anyway, right before Way Up is about to kill them, that's when you get Peter shows up, the Sunblood. And that's when he shows up from the last book where and we're back to John Romita.
John, I was going to say, here's Ramita.
Oh, shit. Yeah, there we go.
The Ramita dots.
Oh, shit. Here we go. Okay. So,
the
yeah.
Ramita lines, I should say.
you can't, this guy, we were having so much fun. And then he just pops out of nowhere. Like, y'all having fun. What? Anyway, Way Up gets stabbed. Paul stabs him. He's dead, I think, or at least dead for now. And then that's when Mary Jane meets the kids and meets her new husband. And basically Peter does some shit and then basically warps everybody back to the regular world. So everybody's back to normal. Or is it? Because for Peter, it's only been a month. For Mary Jane, it's been 4 years. And she was like, Peter, I folded. I'm sorry.
I'm pregnant.
Not pregnant, but she was like,
damn.
yeah, so she's not pregnant, but Peter's just like, look, I understand we was on bad terms. I know you saying I'm always screwing up, and we had a good laugh. And Mary Jane just looked at him and just said, look, Pete, I'm not leaving my family. Like she says, my family. And she was like, oh. So Peter just just leaves, just off to his own. And while he's just walking, he gets stopped by the Fantastic Four because in that last book, he stole one of their nuclear reactors out of their place, and they're kind of pissed. So they're like, "Oh, Pete, you're gonna have to explain it to do with us." And he just like, oh, and that's what he said, because right, and then Human Torch is like, "Look, man, we already know what happened. I mean, your girlfriend's back, so you should be in a better mood." And when he says that, Peter flew the fuck up. He like, "My girlfriend," and punches him in the face. Fire doesn't matter. He's so pissed. He punches Human Torch in the face. Thing is coming for him. He punches Thing, and then Miss Fantastic wraps him up. And Pete is about to punch him, but that's when the Invisible Woman, does the invisible shit. And she's like, "Peter, calm down before we start punching back." And Peter's like, "Oh, I want you to punch back. The day I had what I went through, I'm ready to hit somebody." And that's when they go at it. And this America throws him to the side. And Captain America stopped by the hospital, talked to Mary Jane. So he knows everything that happened. He knows why Peter did what he did. And he's just like, "Look, Pete, I understand it. I understand what you're going through, but you still fucked up. So we're going to let you go, but you on the outs with us right now." So, yeah, that's what things. So they kind of leave Pete to himself. And we cut to it. And we cut to fast forward how Aunt May cussed him out, and he punched out his old roommate, punched out Paul, and on his own. And that's it. Oh, and that dude way up is back. He will not fucking die. So, to be continued.
So Pete didn't go anywhere. Mary Jane went.
Mary Jane, well, here's the thing. They both went. They both got teleported, but Mary Jane did something to send him back. So he like took a month to find out what's going on and did all kind of shady shit, like teamed up the Green Goblin, stole shit from Fantastic Four to build this.
That tombstone shit.
The tombstone shit, all that shit like that. He built all this shit to find a dimension portal to go get her. But by the time he got there for her, it was 4 years later. So, but those aren't her biological kids. It's kids they found. We always thought they were like her biological kids, the way they call them, mommy and shit. So, yeah. Weird shit. So,
right.
But we still don't know why he blew up Pennsylvania.
Oh,
like we completely forgot about that shit. So, yeah.
Yeah, because didn't he team up with who? Was it Sable or who was he? I read a little bit of those first few issues.
Yeah.
Of the Ramita. Was it Zeb Wells who was writing this? Yeah,
he's there. Yeah. He writing this. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's been a while.
I don't know, but that's what's going on. So they still spreading this shit out. So yeah.
All right. Well, I guess I'll do this Kong book, or should I do the Godzilla book? I should do the Godzilla. Fuck this. Do the Godzilla.
Okay, I'm gonna let you set up all the Godzilla stuff because I didn't do it. So.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
well,
you did that.
How do you do that? Where you go into banners, right?
Uh huh.
Yeah. You go like this. Woo!
Yep.
Look at that.
He's
All right. So this is that Godzilla Rivals series that's been going on at IDW. They just been showcasing Godzilla's rogues gallery, all his enemies, all the monsters that show up.
Mothra
we've had the Mothra one. I think I did the King Ghidorah one. There's the Gigan one, and and this one is Biollante versus Destroyer. So Godzilla doesn't fight these guys; these two fight each other.
Ah, okay. Well, he gets the winner or something.
I don't know. It's just, these are like self-contained one-shots. Biollante is a plant monster that was mixed with the DNA of Godzilla and this guy's dead daughter, and it just mutated and it turned into this big giant flower alligator monster thing that gave Godzilla quite the fight in his movie Godzilla versus Biollante. And the Destroyer killed Godzilla in the last Heisei era movie. So I'm getting deep. I don't know how deep you want me to go.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I missed all that. But
yeah, so Godzilla versus Destroyer. He killed Godzilla in that movie, Godzilla versus Destroyer, which ended the Heisei era of Godzilla. So there's the Showa era, which is the beginning of the Godzilla movies, the very first original run of Godzilla movies, 1954 to 70, whatever. And then they took a 10-year break. And then 1984, the anniversary, the 40th of, was it the 40th or 50th anniversary of Godzilla? Whatever. 30th. See, my math is wrong. 54 to 84.
Damn it, Eli! You're supposed to know this.
Yeah. They came out with they Godzilla, and it was released in the States as Godzilla 1985. The first Godzilla movie I ever saw in the theater as a kid. And that kicked off the Heishi era. So that went from like 85 to 90 something. And basically it was its own self-contained set of movies that actually continued continuity, had recurring characters. That's where they introduced Mickey the Psychic, who had a psychic bond with Godzilla. My favorite era of Godzilla, you know. And at the end of those movies, Destroyer killed Godzilla. Well, Godzilla was about to blow up anyway. In Godzilla versus Destroyer, Godzilla is having a meltdown because Godzilla is made out of nuclear energy, and he starts melting down. His heart is growing hotter and hotter, and where he's gonna blow up. He's just gonna explode and basically take out the planet. So what they do in that movie, they decide to create this monster destroyer out of the oxygen destroyer from the original Godzilla movie back in Gojira back in 54. So if you're following me, in that original movie, the original Godzilla movie, they destroyed Godzilla with a weapon of mass destruction called the oxygen destroyer, which sucks out oxygen from, you know, a designated area. And then the scientists, the scientist ended up killing himself with that. Himself, Godzilla, and the only oxygen destroyer he ever made, and then also sabotaged all his research so mankind would not get this weapon of mass destruction, because Godzilla, the original Godzilla movie, was all a comment on atomic weapons.
Right.
You know?
This is back in the 50s. So
Yeah. So in Godzilla versus Destroyer, they're trying to find a way to destroy Godzilla without him blowing up the earth. So they find these crustaceans that are mutating from the oxygen destroyer that was released in the ocean back in the 50s to destroy the original Godzilla. And they start mutating into these crab monsters and eventually form this big, giant, huge monster that basically can suck the oxygen out of anything. Kills Godzilla's son, because there's a son. Godzilla had a son in those movies.
Godzuki?
His name was no.
I think I just made it up.
Yeah, Godzuki's from the cartoon.
Oh, okay. I heard it. So
Yeah, basically baby Godzilla, but he grew up. He basically was growing throughout the series. He was growing bigger and bigger. Eventually, Godzilla blows up, but his energy goes into his dead son and revives his dead son after Destroyer killed him. So anyways, that's the story of Godzilla versus Destroyer. In this movie, or in this comic, a secret, like a big giant food corporation is releasing this new vegan energy drink using the DNA of Biollante. And of course, Biollante ends up mutating again and starts ripping up the place. So this other girl who's a kaiju scientist, she resurrects Destroyer to fight. And they fight. They fight and kick each other's ass. It was I thought the art was a little cartoony, given that this
I'm looking at that. Yeah.
This book was $7. It was like 50 pages. It was like a long ass book. And it was very like kiddie anime or kiddie manga. Like it was very manga style, but it was very cartoony, like very fluffy and bright and very minimal.
Right.
So I was a little disappointed in that. And that this book was like expensive. And now I'm even more mad that I had to buy Spirit. So I don't know. This is one of the more, being that these are two of the Godzilla's greatest enemies, I was a little disappointed because I was excited for this, because some of the other rival books have been pretty cool, you know, but this one was a little disappointing. So I'm gonna give it 2 out of 5. You know?
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh well. So we do not recommend the Godzilla book. All right, so last book I'm going to do is going to be Green Lantern #1. This is another
I read
reboot, another
this.
relaunch. You did read this, so
I
you can
did
help
read
me out on
this.
this one. So yeah. Like I said, this is I guess coming out from Last Planet also, but honestly, I don't think you have to know anything about Last Planet. I don't think you got to know anything about Green Lantern. I think they just like, look, Green Lantern, fuck whatever else you did, start from zero, start from scratch, go with it. So,
This is a pretty good jumping on point. I will.
yeah, it feels very much almost too much like a jumping on point. I almost feel like
I mean, you
50
kind of sort of not got to know who he is to get some of those things, but if you're a new reader, like, yeah, I don't think if you don't know who Green Lantern is, you might be a little confused. But
I mean, no, but I feel like even if you don't know, this book tells you, like, it tells you who Hal Jordan is.
yeah.
So
It
and
introduces
that's a
who
good,
he
that's
is
a good thing.
and
Yeah,
how he is and what a douchebag he is. But yeah,
because that's Hal Jordan. That's
Yeah.
I mean, that's the one I already know. So let's go to it and see what we got. So, all right. So the book starts off with Green Lantern doing Green Lantern shit. I ain't gonna do all this shit. Let's go here. Look, he rescues some miners. Green Lantern shit. There you go. And it kind of gives us a backstory about what happened. I'll just go to it real quick. Basically, what happened in some book that I don't know about. Apparently, every Green Lantern that was in Sector 2814, which is Earth, got fired. So they are no longer
and for
allowed.
those who don't know, Green Lanterns are basically space cops.
Pretty much. So they have been. I guess they beat somebody up or some shit. I don't know, shot somebody. I don't know.
They shut down that precinct in that area of the galaxy.
Thank you. That's the analogy I was looking for. That's what they did. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So the Green Lanterns can't go back to Oa, can't go back to space. They're just here. They're just here on Earth. So that's
They're on administrative leave.
Basically. So this is not a space book. That's why I wanted some more spaceship Green Lantern. No, they're just on Earth the whole time.
On Earth, yeah.
Yeah. So meanwhile, he's just on Earth saving people, saving minds like that. Meanwhile, we have on the news, this is Carol Ferris, his ex-girlfriend. Now, for those who don't know who Carol Ferris is, she is also not only his ex-girlfriend, she's also one of his worst supervillain enemies. So, and she killed Jon Stewart's wife, like back in the 80s. Nobody ever brings it up again. We're not going to talk about it. Let's just go. Anyway, she's trying to avoid.
I'm not even that deep. I didn't even know that.
I'm deeper than a Green Lantern than I thought I was. I just got justified. Anyway, I'm in the Jon Stewart. That's how I know about Jon Stewart shit. So, anyway, Carol Ferris is trying to avoid Hal Jordan because she knows he's back in town. She's trying to dodge. She's trying to leave him. She's like, I'm not here. Tell him I'm in Europe or some shit like that. So as soon as she leaves, who's at the door? Hal Jordan is standing by her car. And she's like, it's been a long time. You're like, Hal, we're not doing this. I'm not getting back with you again. You're like, look, I'm not trying to get back with you. I'm just trying to get a job. That's all. And she's like, look, okay. Oh, and she's got a boyfriend. That's why none of this is going to happen. She's like, look, okay, how about you come to the job tomorrow at 10 o'clock and I'll see what I can do for you. And you're like, you sure she can't do anything over dinner? Like, no, I told you I had a boyfriend. Anyway, she gets out of here and she leaves. And Hal's just like, I'm back in there. So he pretty much ignored all that shit that, she has a boyfriend. She don't want him anymore. He's just a toxic ex. That's basically what he is. I see this now. I didn't see this when I was back in the 80s, but now I see he's toxic. So yeah.
Yeah, he's
where we're going now. So yeah, they're talking about Green Lantern and some evil bad guy in the shadows. Like,
I thought that was Sinestro.
Is it? It might
That's
be.
what I thought. I just assumed it was Sinestro.
It might be. It might be. Now that you say that, see, you know Green Lantern shit. I didn't even.
I just know. I know Sinestro is the bad guy. That's all.
Right. I didn't even think about that. So we're like, why they flew over my head? I have no idea. But yeah, it could be Sinestro.
I mean, it could be. I don't know.
Well, you know why I didn't say Sinestro? Because Sinestro died like last year. But I forgot. None of that shit matters. So anybody just come back and just do whatever they want to do.
Sinestro assigned to Earth Sector or whatever the fuck?
No. He's a bad guy.
Yeah.
So you just go where
what's he doing on Earth? I don't know.
It might be. Like I said, we don't know. That's for another issue. Anyway, we cut to what we're going to now. So Hal Jordan is back on Earth. He's at his brother's trailer and he's just getting drunk. He's just like, I can't go back in space because they banned me from space. So I'm just here. And meanwhile, he hears on the radio that some supervillain is attacking Coast City. So he jumps in his brother's car, takes his truck, and goes to Coast City and goes to where the action is, wherever that big explosion is right there in the middle of Coast City. So it goes there. And meanwhile, the city is getting attacked by Steel Fury. Here's the thing about Green Lantern, what you know about Green Lantern. His supervillains don't matter. They just make up dudes who just blow up shit. They don't care. So there you go. Steel Fury blowing up shit. Even the cops are running. And Hal Jordan sees the cops. He's like, where you going? He's like, we're getting the fuck up out of here. Like, I can't fight this dude. I'm waiting for one of them super people to come in. They'll take him. So nothing I can do. So he takes a running. Hal like, I'm going to go get him. Meanwhile, we cut back to the next day when he's on his job interview. And for those who don't know, Hal Jordan is a pilot. That is, he's a test pilot. So he's testing a plane. And he's basically beating these other guys because they've been there for a while. He's basically trying to prove how much he can beat them. So he's like out racing them, out running them, out flying them.
So it's like an Iron Eagle race.
Yeah, Iron Eagle. What's that movie? Independence Day. Through there.
Yeah.
Oh, something like that. Top Gun. I know you don't want to miss Top Gun. I'm just saying. You're triggered. I know.
That's another band topic.
Okay, Top Gun is added on the list also. So he outraces all of them, but at the same time, Carol tells everybody to like fall back anyway. So meanwhile, Hal think he's won. He's pushing the thrusters and blowing past them, and he almost hits a goat for some reason. I don't know. Anyway,
I think the aftershock or the shockwave or the wind from the jet blows the goat.
It blows. I like that. Was just so weird. Why hurt a goat? Anyway, he's about to run into a cliff, so he's trying to pull up, but then the plane stalls out, so he can't pull up in time. And next thing you know, boom, the plane blows into flies right into the cliff. But it turns out it was a drone. He was flying it remotely from the base. But Carol's still pissed she crashed one of his drones. So yeah. So anyway, I guess she fires him, but doesn't fire him or whatever like that. But yeah, get out of there. And yeah, we cut to Hal Jordan fighting Steel Fury, but it turns out Steel Fury is wearing one of the old Manhunter outfits. Now the Manhunters predate the Green Lanterns. That's who the Guardians use to like protect the peace, space cops, stuff like that.
Oh, this isn't like John Jones shit.
Not John Jones.
Okay.
This is a different type of Manhunter.
Okay,
so
that's what I thought it was. See,
yeah,
you know this shit.
We're trying to pretend like who don't know the most shit. Watch the next page. You know some shit. Well, actually, Leroy.
See, I don't know what's going on in this shit.
Yeah, I know what's going on. He stole. Basically, this guy bought like a Manhunter space suit on eBay or some shit like that, and fucking up Hal Jordan. But it turns out the blast he's using, Hal can absorb that shit, and he becomes Green Lantern. And yeah, to be continued.
Yeah, because he didn't have the power. So for those who don't know, see, this is what I do know.
Okay.
That Hal Jordan can't do shit unless his ring is powered up. You got to say that rhyme.
Yeah. I think he has a time limit of 24 hours.
Yeah. And so his ring had no power, but this guy's suit powered his ring up.
Because it came from the Guardian suit, the man.
The Oa energy or whatever the fuck.
So they powered by the same shit. So he just absorbed the shit. So
yeah. So now his ring's powered up, and now he's Green Lantern.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the next book he'd already kicked his ass. He's moving on to some shit. They're not going to show the fight. So yeah.
So you're not going to review the John Stewart story?
No, because he's barely in it. Because it's like
John Stewart. Extra John Stewart story. Yeah,
it was extra John Stewart. I'll just talk about it real quick. John Stewart is basically back home because he got fired also. He's just back home with his mom, just like building a house and shit like that. But that book was really about Guy Gardner getting his ass kicked. Yeah, and about some evil dude.
Was it the Black Lanterns or something? It looked like that.
The Gardeners or some shit. Somebody. Now that shit I don't know. I'm gonna leave it to you, Eli.
All I know, damn, you got to charge your ring overnight, like.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, you got to in dark. Well, no, it takes like in darkest days, or how does it go?
Okay, I know. Don't act like you don't know.
In brightest days.
You know the rhyme. You try to pretend like you don't know the rhyme.
In brightest day, dark. How's it going? Come on, I'll do the
day, blackest night. No evil shall escape my sight. For those who worship evil's might, beware my power. Green Lantern's like, I know this shit.
Yeah, okay.
You know this shit too. You try to pretend like you know this shit. So you can look at me like, nerd.
I do know it, but I don't know it. You know what I mean?
You know it, but you don't know it. But that's the rhyme. But yes, he got this big battery that he got to charge in the ring every 24 hours like an iPhone. That's how he gets power. So yeah.
Yeah, the lantern. He charges
the lantern. Yeah, he's got. That's why he's called the Green Lantern because he has.
See, I know that shit. I knew that.
Exactly. We know Green Lantern. We know it, but we don't know it.
Yeah, I'm not that deep. I'm not well versed in the Green Lantern lore.
Yeah, because it's all space shit, But the crazy thing about it is that Green Lantern lore is DC lore.
Yeah.
Like you got to know Green Lantern. Like if you read like that Crisis shit like that, all of that shit was just Green Lantern shit. Like it just came from there. I'm like, oh fuck, okay, so yeah. So
like the last Green Lantern shit I read was that weird ass
where he fought God.
Grant Morrison, the Grant Morrison
Yeah.
run where it was all, enough said. Grant Morrison.
That's still getting hits. That's one of our biggest hits on YouTube right now. It's still getting hits.
I mean, it was cool, but it was also Grant Morrison.
It was Grant Morrison. Like, okay,
weird.
this is a little too trippy. My head's hurting after reading this. Yeah. This is easy breezy. And that's one reason we don't like even reviewing Green Lantern because it's all that space bullshit. This is simple. This is damn near a Spider-Man book. So
basically, yeah. I was thinking fucking Iron Man. Like he's a
yeah. Shit like that. It's like simple. He boots to the ground, Green Lantern, shit like that. Yeah.
He's an asshole. He's kind of a prick. He's a cocky asshole.
Yeah, that's it. It's simple. So yeah. So as far as a reboot, I like it. Even though Hal Jordan is my least favorite Green Lantern. It's not that I don't like Green Lantern. I don't like Hal Jordan. Like, give me any of the other ones. Give me John Stewart. Give me a John Stewart book. I'm on that. Give me Guy Gardner. I'm on that.
Well, John Stewart was like the guy on one of them cartoons I was watching.
Yeah.
John Stewart was the Green Lantern.
Probably like one of those cartoon movies.
No, the Justice League.
Yeah.
Unlimited or whatever.
Yeah, Hal Jordan wasn't even on it.
Yeah,
it was just John Stewart. Yeah. So that's the crazy thing about it. Fun fact: John Stewart was supposed to be in Justice League, Zack Snyder's version. DC cut it. So, but of course, you knew that, Eli, since you're a big fan. Sorry. Release the Snyder cut. All right. So, anyway, what's your next book?
This fucking King Kong book.
Okay.
Kong: The Great War.
Okay. Let's see.
Another my kaiju comic book week.
Mm-hmm.
So it takes place back during World War I, 1917. These guys, and I think they're in a submarine. They crash on an island. Their submarine crashes on Skull Island, and they start getting attacked by giant monsters. And then they basically squad up, like, okay, how are we going to survive this? We got to find a way off this island. And they start exploring shit. And then they run into the very last panel. King Kong shows up.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And that's kind of what it was. I was like,
that's how you get you.
Yeah. So not to say it wasn't cool. Like it's like a pretty cool start of a story. It's just like, Kong didn't show up until like the very last page. So maybe this would be better in a trade, being read in a trade. But yeah, I thought it was okay. 3 out of 5. Like I said, Kong don't show up. There was a cool monster at the beginning, like this big giant dinosaur serpent thing that came out of the water, and the army guys had to like shoot at it and shit. That was pretty cool. But Kong don't show up till the end.
Damn it.
So 3 out of 5. And then I'm booked out.
I'm booked out also. Okay, so appreciate everybody that's been listening, whoever is listening or checking on it. Like I said, if you listen longer than 30 seconds, we appreciate you because it helps the algorithm. Shout out to DeAndre for sending the stars last week also. I didn't see that till after we stopped. So appreciate that.
Yeah. Thanks for listening, y'all.
I'm trying to think what else. Next week, like I said, this week we had nothing. I just had to make up some bullshit to just see what was going on. But next week, we're gonna do Fast and Furious. We're gonna talk about it, and I will rate all
Ooh, you gonna do a ranking?
I'm gonna do a ranking. I'm going to do a ranking. Yeah. But I'm gonna make it quick, just like I'm gonna do like a quick ranking. You're gonna look at it and see it. So I'm not gonna.
It's not gonna be a PowerPoint.
No. I'm gonna just say it. Boom. This is it. Let's talk about the movie. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see what we got here. Shout out to Fast X. Yes, next week I will watch Fast X, and I will rank Fast X in the lineup of where it needs to be. So I have my ranking right now. I need to see where that movie needs to put it. Will it be high? Will it be low? Will it be mid? Who knows? So
watch your back.
We're gonna do shit. That's right. I did download Street Fighter, didn't I? I haven't played it yet. I'm sorry. I've been meaning. I completely forgot about it. Some crazy shit been going on lately in my life where I just kind of getting sidetracked. But I actually got free time to do it this week, but probably won't do it this week because this week the beta comes out, so I can just play that. So I don't know. We'll figure something out. Hell, the game comes out next month, so I just wait till then. By that. Until then, this is Leroy.
This is Eli.
We talk to you guys next week. Same bullet time, same bullet channel.
Souped up peanut butter leather. Bitches think they know me from my IG story lurking. Pay for a feature, that's on you. Still ain't gonna meet your ass in person. Suckers with that shady shit. Call them busters palm trees. Bruce Jenner, Caitlyn niggas dick turn a pussy. Bruh, I be the GOAT. Yo ho out here with the deep throat. Giving up that sloppy, got you looking like a bozo. Clown, clown, clown. Trying to be down like you Brandy, ain't it? Goofy ass nigga looking stupid with your face painted. I'ma speak the truth every time I'm in a vocal booth. Thinking to myself, how many rappers biting gangsta booth? Man, your music trash, didn't even make it past the fourth bar. Bumped it in my car, then I turned that shit right off like hell no. Niggas want that power, but ain't even on that ghost shit. Heard you stepping on your powder, making niggas sick and shit. I done seen some shit, real niggas die, fake nigga multiply. These be big old facts, I'm just saying, player, where's the lie? Fuck you rapper bitches, don't include me in that queen talk. Girl, I'm gangsta boo, ain't now one of you hoes get that gangsta walk. That gangsta walk, 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 that gangsta walk. Now one of you hoes get that gangsta walk. Bitches 666 with me. You know what it is, I don't really talk to Paul and Jay a lot, but when I do, it's usually about a check.